Good morning. Today's lesson is on creation, and if you'd like to, you can go ahead and grab your Bibles. This is for the little ones. So we're going to go to Genesis 1, and we're going to be talking about where the world came from and where everything came from. So go ahead and grab your Bibles and open up to Genesis chapter 1. See if you can see it there. And we'll get started here, okay? So Genesis is the first book of the Old Testament. The word Genesis means beginning. So in the book of Genesis, we'll learn about how God created the world that we live in. Genesis 1, verses 1 through 8 says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And now the earth was formless and empty, and darkness..." See if we can get a view of that. "Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And then God said, 'Let there be light.' And there was light." Let there be light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning, the first day. And God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So here's the water above and the water below. Excuse me. So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault sky. And there was evening and there was morning, the second day. So what was the first thing God created? He created the light. And what did he do on the second day? He created the sky, separating the water from the water. So Genesis 1, 9 through 13 goes on. "And God said, 'Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear.' So the water gets all gathered together in one place, and dry ground appears. And it was so. And God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And then God said, 'Let the land produce vegetation.'" "Plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seeds in it according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning, the third day." So what happened on the third day of creation? God brought the dry land out, and he let the seas gather together, and he made plants with seeds and vegetation. Seeds that can grow more plants according to their kinds. Why do you think that God made plants before he made animals? So that the animals would have something to eat, huh? I think that that's a good answer. So Genesis 1, 14 through 19. "And God said, 'Let there be lights. Let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night. And let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years. And let them be lights in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth.' And it was so. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day and the lesser light to govern the night. And he also made the stars. God set them in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. So what did God make on the fourth day of creation? The sun and the moon and the stars. Why do you think he made light before he made the sun? So we're going to go on to Genesis 1:20 through 23. And God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let the birds fly above the earth across the vault of the sky." See my birds? Let's see. So God created the great creatures of the sea. Let's see. And every living thing with which the water teems, that moves about in it, according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good, and God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the sea, and let the birds increase on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. If you had been on earth on the fifth day of creation, what would you have seen? You would see night and day, clouds and sky, seas and land, the sun and the moon and the stars, and the birds and the sea creatures. So we're going to go on to Genesis 1:24, 20 through 27. And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures, according to their kinds, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And then God said, "Let us make man in our image, and in our likeness, so that they might rule over the fish of the sea, and the birds in the sky, and over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female. He created them. God blessed them. This is verse 28. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves along the ground." And God said, "I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the earth, and every tree that has fruit in it with seed, and they will be yours for food. And to all the beasts of the earth and all the birds in the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food." And it was so. God saw that all he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. Heavens and the earth were completed. So guess what God made on the seventh day? If everything's complete, then he doesn't make anything else on the seventh day. And on the seventh day, God rested. So by the seventh day, God had finished the work that he had been doing, and on the seventh day, he rested from all of his work. And God blessed the seventh day, and he made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. So what did God do on the seventh day? He rested. And why did he call the seventh day holy? Holy means set apart. So he set the seventh day apart for us, for humans, to rest. The seventh day is Saturday, which is called the Sabbath in the Bible. But we as Christians worship on a Sunday, which is the first day of the week, because Jesus rose on a Sunday. When we think about the beautiful world that God has made, it should move our hearts to be grateful for all he has given us. Don't you think? Let's see if I can open this up a little bit. For all the things that God has given us. He gave us the moon and the stars and the sun and day and night. He gave us clouds above to hold the water to rain down and give our vegetation rain. Gave us seed-bearing fruits and vegetables and plants for food. And he loves all of his creatures. And he made us for himself, that we would be the image of God. Anyway, God did not make us to be puppets. Rather, we are his children who can give and receive love from others, love from God and others. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. You guys have a great Sunday. Love you very much. Mwah.